Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Clintonville Slasher. I'm your host, Rich Frank Wilkes, and welcome back to the Clintonville Slasher. So, today we're going to be talking about the 2007 film Death Sentence. It has starring John Goodman and Kevin Bacon. A little rundown of the film is that it has Kevin Bacon is a guy that is named Nick Hume, and now Nick Hume lives in a kind of a ritzier part of town, and he's got two kids, two boys, and a wife. And he has one kid who's really, really good at hockey, and he's a really good hockey player. So they play a game at this like really crappy part of town, and while Nick and his son are driving down the road, there's another car passing in front of them, and don't have their lights on. It's a muscle car. So what happens is Nick flips his lights on, and the muscle car turns around. But what Nick doesn't understand is that the guys in the muscle car are actually in a rival gang that are trying to initiate one of the gang leader's younger brothers. Now, the way you get into this gang is you have to kill somebody. So when they stop at this gas station, Nick goes inside. Nick's son goes inside, and the gang comes in from the other end, and they take out the clerk, and then the kid slices Nick's son's throat and kills him. Then the gang leaves the kid there, and they take off and says he's a man now, he can ride the bus, and they take off. Now he's in the gang. Nick decides he's going to chase after this kid. He runs after him. He falls, and the kid gets hit by a car. So during the trial, they tell Nick, he said, "Hey man, listen, what you did was heroic, but this kid's only going to get a couple of years because you chose the only gas station that doesn't have a working camera, so we can't really prove anything." So while he's on the stand, he kind of folds, and the kid gets let go. So Nick decides to take it into his opportunity to take these guys out. So it's a very, what I thought about this film is it has Kevin Bacon's story arc in this movie is super good. It has some action-packed stuff. I considered it a horror film, but I don't think necessarily is considered a horror film. I think it has horror elements to it, but it really necessarily isn't a horror film. And it's a film that doesn't really get talked about very much because it isn't one of Kevin Bacon's like breakout roles. But it's a film that's worth talking about because it has a lot of good story points. The acting in it is good. The cinematography is good. The gang looks cool. John Goodman in this movie is super badass. Kevin Bacon's story arc and the way the ending is top-notch, superb. It does have some scary, sad, and edge of your seat moments. So it is a film that I don't think gets a lot of love, but I think it does need to be talked about because it was such a good ride from start to end. Now, it's not streaming anywhere, but I'm sure that you can find it anywhere. So check it out. It's called Death Sentence. Came out in 2007. So if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I'm doing my 31-day horror vlog all the way to my release of my film, The Crimson Nightfall, which is Josh Benson's film, and my film, The Night Howler. It'll be dropped on our second channel, The Dead of Night broadcast. Stay horror. We'll see you tomorrow. Later days.